Okay, so we're here in Blender and we're going to import our scene that we just exported from Darkstorm. So you can just go File, Import, Collada Day, and we're just going to navigate to our project folder and we're going to select the scene. So when you do, you'll see if everything worked out the way it should, you should have all the parts that you selected. As you can see here, we got our restaurant, the cafe that we were in. It always comes in untextured. I don't know why, it just does. I was trying to find a script or something that could make it work, but I never did. So maybe after this video I can do more research and try to figure out a way to get the textures and stuff to come in. But for now, it doesn't work. So as it came in, you see that it's actually below the grid, and I don't like that because that means it's going to go into the floor in Second Life. So we're just going to pull it up here so that the scene is above the grid, and we can start working on texturing that model if we want to. Now, you don't have to texture the model if you don't want to. This is just purely for visual. But considering if we're going to be, working in Machinima or whatever, or maybe you built your scene in Second Life and you want to bring it into Blender and then do fancy Blender rendering, you can do it that way, I guess. So anyway, what I'm going to do is two things I want to do. One thing that I'm all over the place. Give me a second. What I want to do is reduce the weight of the scene here in Blender. It just makes it easier on your computer. You can leave it as is, but sometimes if you got like an old computer like mine, every less triangle helps. So what I want to do is click on the chair, and I'm going to press tab and go into edit mode. And I'm going to press A and select it all. And then I'm going to press Alt J, and that's going to remove the extra triangles and stuff that it actually turns it to from, tris to quads. So it's just removing all the extra stuff that was exported when it was in Second Life. I also want to press W and remove the doubles, so that gets rid of a little more as well. And I'm going to do the same thing for all the parts in the scene, just converting it back to quads or whatever it was, removing all the extra stuff, and then pressing that and removing the doubles. So we can do this for the whole scene. I'm just doing it for the chair right now. And once we're done, we can add our texture to it. So go to the top right corner and open up a new window. And then switch your new window from 3D mode, 3D view, to UV image editor. And then we're going to go back into edit mode. We're going to press tab and do that. And you can see that the UV layout is right here. This is just showing everything is overlapped because I think this was a multi-phase surface. You can press L and you can just select that. Whoa, that's how the chair was textured? Anyway, well, once you put the texture over it, it should be fine. So I'm going to go and select this chair's texture. It was this wooden thing. And, oh, I forgot, I have this box checked, textured view, texture solid. So the texture will lay on there. I'm going to do the same thing for the legs. Let's see, it was this metal texture here. So you see we have our texture adding to it. And we're just going to do this until all of our scene is textured. So I'm going to pause it and we're going to come back when everything is nice and textured. Or at least textured enough that it looks sort of like it did in World. Okay, so we have our scene already textured here. And we're ready to bring in our avatar and the prop, which is going to be the cup. So I'm going to go to a new layer. And I'm going to add my avatar in World. I'm so used to saying in World, in the Blender workspace. So file, import, shape as Avastar. There we go. And then my shape. That's the XML we exported, by the way. And we can now go here and add in our texture for our character. You can just press tab an A and add the textures to it, but I want you guys to get in the swing of adding materials to your separate, like each part its own material, because that helps when you're exporting your avatar back out. So it's good to get into the swing of doing it. So what I want to do is click on my lower body. I want to go to the material tab, and I want to remove the material that's already on there, and I want to create a new one. And I'm press tab and press A, and you see the UV show up on the side. And then from there, I'm going to open up back to our project folder and find my body parts, my body textures. So I have my chainmail just here. Copy this address so I can just come back here. Whoops. Chainmail, damn it. Alright, there we go. So my chainmail bottom. And I'm do the same thing. Remove the material. Add a new one. Open. So we can my baked bottom, baked alpha. That's my top. And my face. Remove this. Just open. Face. And let's get rid of those eyelashes. Open, and same thing, same project folder, and I named it my eye. Do the same thing for that eye. Great. Alright, so now I have my actor, my avatar here, and we are already in Avastar's pose mode. That's why you see the rings around them, so that's good. And with those selected, I'm going to go and enable pose mode. So go from object mode into pose mode, and I'm going to enable my eye case, and I'm going to turn the eye on so I can see my leg eye case. I don't use hand eye case because I never really got down like the swing of using them. I like the default ones they already have built in. Like, see, that's all good, but you can't really do that with your foot. So I like to just enable the eye case. This is my preference. I'm also going to disable the rotation limits that are set here. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to press A and highlight all the bones so it knows what I want to disable, and then I'm going to disable the rotation limits. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is import our prop, and I exported that separately, so I need to import object and put my cup in. And the thing about this cup, which I found out when I did my test run of this tutorial, oh, that hurt. Alright, hang on one second, let me turn that off. Sorry, emails are the worst. Alright, so what I found out is that when I'm trying to rotate my object, the origin is all the way over there. And that's not good for this kind of thing, because I may want to rotate the cup in my hand and it's like, rotating like this. So we need to change the origin of this cup so that it's in the center and makes it a lot easier to rotate. So what I want to do first is I want to grab the liquid inside the cup, which was that, and I want to join this together because I want this to be 2. And next thing we're going to do is press a very long shortcut. So you ready? Okay, we're going to press Shift, Control, Alt, C. And it's going to ask us where do we want to set the origin. And we want to say, I want to select the origin to the geometry, which is right there. So now when we rotate the cup or so, it rotates a lot better than it did when the origin was way over here. Okay, so we have this set up. The next step is to attach the cup to our hand. So we need to hold down Shift and enable the, what layer is it? Second layer with our avatar on here. Then I'm going to click on the avatar and I'm going to change it from pose mode. So I'm going to go to Avastar tab. It's currently in pose mode, and we're going to change it from pose to skinning mode. Now I know there are attachments joints for this kind of thing, and I was never quite able to understand it, I guess. So I just don't use it. I just usually attach stuff directly to where it's supposed to. Like if it belongs in the hand, then I usually just rig it to the hand. But they said you can attach it to what is those things called? Attachment points, but I'm not very good at that. So please follow along where I attach it to the hand. And if you know how to do it to attachments, hey, tell me. I don't know. Okay, so what I want to do next is attach this cup to the hands, and to prevent it from getting rigged to any other stupid part, I'm going to rig it to the hand using no weights. So what we'll do is you click on the cup, hold down shift, click on the eyes, make sure you're in object mode here when you're doing this. So cup, shift, eyes, because bones and whatever, and I'm going to press Control P and then do empty groups. So it's rigged to the skeleton, but it has like, you know, no weights. So let's change that. We're gonna switch over into weight paint mode. Oh, I forgot. We gotta click on the bones first and put those back in pose mode. Okay, press A and deselect. Zoom in. Go to the hand bone, and let's see, here we go, hand, and what I want to do is turn the weight paint all the way up, my radius all the way up, and my strength all the way up, and then just paint this whole cup red. Press R and rotate the hand and see if it's everything there. If anything is left behind, just paint over it and grab it all. So now the cup is attached to the hand. Cool. Okay. So now we have cup in hand. Now we can go over to our scene and actually start animating. So I'll see you guys in the next video.